Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available in the fall of 2022, the album Dad. I'm almost going to have to say the winner of 2022. The album Dad AF. Rock on, gold dust woman. Beast! How are you guys doing today? Happy Halloween. Today is my favorite holiday of the entire year. And I'm filming a few videos today before I get ready to go over to my cousin's house for a chili dinner. And then we're going over to our friend Melissa's house for another chili dinner. And I'm so excited. I love Halloween and it's just a really fun night. And then I'm gonna come home tonight and I'm gonna watch the second episode of Dragula, which is being put out tonight. I cannot wait for that. Last night, my husband and I watched the movie Terrifier. Have you guys seen this movie? I had been recommended to watch this movie by so many people because if you didn't know, what you don't know is a lot. I have started a series over my review channel where I am reviewing quite a few movies and TV shows. And in fact, today I just reviewed watching the movie Halloween Town for the very first time. Not quite in the same category as the movie Terrifier. Anyway, so we watched the movie Terrifier last night because people know that I love horror movies. I have to say, I think, and I'm not afraid of clowns, like clowns don't really scare me much. I have to say that that might be the most terrifying, the most terrifying horror movie I have ever seen. Like seriously, it was gory and bloody and actually we were like halfway through the credits and I was like, ooh, I don't know that I'm gonna be able to watch this movie. And my husband said to me, he goes, you were gonna try to watch this movie by yourself? And I said, yeah, I was going to. And he goes, how far do you think you were gonna make it? I said, I don't know, maybe through the credits, I guess. But anyway, so happy Halloween. Tomorrow I will be back with the drama. All of the drama of the world. I will be back with all of the drama tomorrow. Now, tomorrow you know that Shane Dawson is releasing the first part of his new series that he is doing with Jeffree Star. So I will be doing an after show to that. That will probably be up tomorrow. If it isn't up tomorrow, it will be up the next day that I will do the after show. But if he releases that video tomorrow, then I will be doing my response to that and we'll see what that has to say. I'm going into it with an open mind. We'll see. So anyway, and there's a lot of other drama going on. So I will be back to the drama tomorrow. But today, I wanted to do just kind of a little lighthearted, old school, OG YouTube video. So I wanted to do a Q&A over here. And I actually haven't done a Q&A and I don't know, it's been a month or two or three or something like that. So I went over to the Instagram and I said, hey, I posted a picture of my mums. And I said, because I've been so proud of the fact that I've kept my mums alive until Halloween. Just barely, just barely. But I said, hey, Linda, listen, Linda. I put a picture of a dog with a wig on Twitter last night. And I said, listen, Linda. But anyway, I said, hey, listen, I'm doing a Q&A. Put your questions below. And I have to tell you what is so interesting is that I always get a lot of questions, right? But I get like the same questions over and over and over again, kind of. You know, like how did you meet your husband and things like that. Questions that I've answered or that we've answered a lot in Q&As that we've done together and whatnot. But this time I actually got quite a few questions that I've never answered before in a Q&A. So I'm just going to go through. Now, I had planned, okay, to type them all up and have them on a sheet so that we could just get to the questions a little bit quicker. But that didn't happen today, okay? Listen, Linda, I'm just getting to my coffee right now. So that didn't happen today. But I am going to go through them and I'm going to try to edit them as I go and read the questions. So let's go in here and see. Annabelle, hello Annabelle, she asked, are you afraid of gaining your weight back? Okay, so as many of you know, I had lost 30 to 40 pounds. Now, I've gained about 3 to 4 pounds of that back and then plateaued. I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm not working out, I'm not exercising, I'm not really eating a lot healthier. If you watch my vlog, you know I eat crap every single day. So that part probably is part of why I'm not losing any more weight. But yeah, I did lose about 30 to 40 pounds. And then, well, I lost 40 pounds and now I've gained 3 pounds back. So I've kind of like plateaued. And my goal is to continue to lose weight, which I am being highly recommended by my doctors to continue to lose weight. And I have kind of a plan. Here's my thing is I love watching people's weight loss journeys and their health journeys on YouTube. But I also think that when you get in videos and you start talking about all the things you're going to do, that it's opening yourself up highly to criticism if you don't follow those things and cross your T's and dot your I's kind of deal, you know, and I'm just being completely honest, right? Like I did a whole question and answer thing on my vlog the other night about why I was a vegetarian. And when I see, this is why I can't just answer these questions in 2 seconds, right? Like when I began being a vegetarian, like one of my fears is that vegetarians and vegans are highly criticized on YouTube if like they fall off at all, or they get cross-contaminated, or they make a mistake, right? And so I was really afraid of that criticism that I would receive. And I had a friend of mine, and she's been a vegetarian for like 31 years. And she said to me, like, who are you doing it for? Like, are you doing it for them? Are you doing it for you? Like, why are you a vegetarian? You're going to make mistakes. You're going to learn as you go, right? And so, yeah, so that's kind of it. And so over time, like, I had to get past that with being a vegetarian. Like, I would say in my vlog, I'd say, now listen, Linda, I might go back to eating meat. I don't know. Like, I'm not making a commitment to this. I might go back at any time and start eating meat again, because I would say that because I thought, well, if you do, like, you're going to get this backlash from people, right? Like, people can be kind of harsh about that stuff on YouTube. And so I was like, that's how it was. Now, it's been, I don't know, 5+ years, I think, 4 or 5+ years since, I think it's been 5+ years since I've been a vegetarian. And, you know, I haven't gone back out. I've made mistakes during that time, and I've learned as I've gone, but whatever. So that's kind of my hesitancy to doing like a weight loss journey on YouTube. I had planned at one point about 1.5 years ago, and you can see how well it worked. I had planned to do like a video series I was going to do it on my Peter Does Stuff channel, following me doing like a weight loss journey. I don't know, like maybe if you guys, if that's something that you would really like to see, and me be realistic about it and being honest and just being like, hey, listen, like I'm not following it and I'm struggling and this is what I'm doing. Like if I were to ever do that, like I would be that realistic about it. Like I don't ever want to do it and be like, you know, I would want to be really that honest and authentic about it, about the struggles. I mean, I've struggled with my weight since I was junior high school. So it's going to continue, right? And for me, it's not just about the eating habits and the working out and the health. That is all part of it, but it is also about the internal issues that go along with that and all those kinds of things, of which I have worked on in 12-step programs, and I've worked on with my therapist, my past therapist and my present therapist, you know, on eating issues that I have and things like that. So if those are things that you guys would like me to talk about and that's something that you might want to see, let me know in the comment section below, and I will consider that as far as maybe doing a series on my Peter Does Stuff channel. But I'm not really afraid of gaining the weight back, and I think that's, you know, part of the problem is that I think a certain point, at least for me, it's just like, I was talking to my neighbor across the street, and I was like, I really, like, I don't want to miss out on things that I enjoy eating or doing, you know, but I don't also want to be unhealthy, and that's it. Like, I think as you get older, like, do I care about the fact that I'm a size 30 jeans and I look like an Instagram couture model? No, I don't really care about that. Would I like that? Sure, absolutely, I'm not gonna lie, right? But I'm kind of at the point in my life at 50 years old where I realize that's not the case. Now I'm more along the lines of thinking about my health and, you know, being heart healthy and things like that. And that's really what I need to be focusing on. So thank you for that question. I appreciate it. Okay. Do you have plans to get any more dogs in the future? So I just talked about this, actually. These are all questions I just talked about in my vlog. We are not planning on getting any more dogs until Boo Radley is no longer with us. And he's actually, you guys want to say hi? Come on, Mr. Boo Radley. He hates that sound on the computer. I usually always keep the volume off. We don't talk about that around the house much because right now we're just trying to focus every single day, aren't we, on how much we love Mr. Boo Radley and that he is still here with us. I actually was just watching Julian's video about their dog Marbles, he and Jenna's dog Marbles, and it was so hard to watch because it's what we went through with Pee-Pee and Tucker, you know, having heart disease and stuff. Well, their dog has pulmonary hypertension, I think. But no, I want dogs in the future. My husband really, really struggles with the emotionality that is connected to loving something so deeply and having to go through the grieving process of losing a dog. So he really, really struggles with that. So, you know, he'll say things like, well, you can get a dog in the future. And I'll be like, but I want it to be our dog. And he'll say, well, it'll be, I mean, I'll help take care of it and I'll help do all that kind of stuff. But like, he really struggles with wanting to get emotionally connected to a dog again. Like, he really has a hard time with that. You know, and he is still grieving the loss of Tucker and Pee-Pee. Like, I mean, it's hard for us to even have conversations about that. So, I'm sure we will get dogs in the future. We talk, you know, it's like one day we'll talk about it and the next day we don't kind of thing. So I'm sure we will get dogs in the future. Do I think that we'll ever have 2 and 3 dogs again like we did in the past? No. And, you know, I think that kind of makes me sad a little bit. You know, when we had all 3 of them, it was kind of a little bit like, you know, a wolf pack, so to speak, you know, of them like running around. And I will say that I think 2 or 3 dogs take care of each other and they're friends with each other and brothers and sisters or whatever. And so, you know, I don't know. I miss the days that we had like 2 and 3 dogs together. But, you know, I say this to people all the time. If it were up to me, and my cousin's the same way, and her husband's like, we're not getting 15 dogs. But if it were up to me, I mean, like, I don't know if you guys know this account, but there's an account on Instagram. It's like Wolfgang something. And he has like 10 senior dogs and like a boar and like a turkey. Like, that would be me. Like, I would like live on a farm and have like 15 senior rescue dogs. My whole entire Instagram, this changed about 6 months ago. I went in there and, you know, I had been following at that time like all of these bearded guys with these great physiques, and I was like, oh, this is inspiring me, and all these guys that like had like, you know, great style, and I thought, this is just making me feel bad about myself. Like, why am I following these people that are just, they look perfect in every way? Like, why am I doing this? And, you know, what really makes me happy? And so I like deleted them, most of them, and I went into Instagram and I started, like, my Instagram is just mostly senior dog rescues at this point, so, and a few YouTubers, and that's about my Instagram. Okay, let's see. Okay, why are the lines in your house wavy? So I think she's talking about the boards out front, and it's because it's like, it's supposed to look like natural wood siding, but it's not, so it's like wavy. I guess. I don't really know. I don't really put much thought into that, honestly. Okay, let's see. Podcast in the future. Yes. And that's all I'm going to say about that. You know, a lot of people ask me about the podcast that my friend Melissa and I were supposed to do. And it was supposed to be called the Boogeyman Besties. We are still back-burning that, putting that on the back burner. Melissa is extremely, extremely busy. She works with several dog rescue organizations here in town. You know, and as far as like picking me up and like us organizing how we're going to do that and whatever, that right now has just been put on the back burner as far as like us doing that. That is still something that we want to do, absolutely, but we don't know how we're going to do that. It is probably more realistic that I will at some point do a podcast that is me just talking about some random subject for like an hour a week. I love Sundays. Sundays are my favorite day of the week. I think they're extremely relaxing, and I think they're a good day just to get kind of started for the week ahead. You know, I remember when I was growing up as a kid, my mom and I would listen to Thistle and Shamrock on NPR, and it was like Celtic music. And I remember also listening to like All Things Considered and things like that on NPR. And I would love to have like a podcast that... I don't know why those two things are reminding me of that, but it's just kind of like talking about random things and, you know, not ASMR, not music, whatever, but just picking a random subject and just talking about it for an hour and somebody could just listen to it and relax. Like, that would be my idea of like a podcast. I would love to do that. kind of like Garrison Keillor and like Wobegon days. Like, I would love to do something like that. That was something else that my mom and I used to listen to. Okay, would you ever go to Bravocon? I will be going to Bravocon next year. I am so mad that I didn't go to Bravocon this year. I have watched all the clips. I have watched all of the Watch What Happens lives. I've watched everything from Bravocon. I'm so pissed that I did not go to Bravocon this year. I'm like really, really upset with myself. And in fact, my good friend, Melissa, who y'all, like I talk about on here, you know. My friend Melissa, she just got back from going on the New Kids on the Block. Is that who it is? New Kids on the Block? I think so. The Celebrity Cruise. And she danced on stage with Donnie Wahlberg and got to meet him and become friends with him and all this kind of stuff. And she had the time of her life. And before she went, she was like really apprehensive about going. She was like, I think this is going to be like Drunk Moms Gone Wild. It's going to be like, you know, corny and all this kind of stuff. And I said, I'm so excited that you are stepping outside of your comfort zone, because she loves New Kids on the Block, to do something that is just really interesting to you. She ended up having the time of her life. She ended up meeting some of the greatest friends in her that she'll ever have. You know, she ended up just like, she met all of the people in New Kids on the Block. You know, she said, I even stayed up till 6 o'clock, which she never does. She was like, I even stayed up till 6 o'clock dancing and partying and stuff like that. She had the best time of her entire life. And, you know, it was really a lesson to me that you got to step outside your comfort zone and you got to do things that are going to make you happy in life, you know. And two things I've always really wanted to do is go to DragCon and go to Bravocon. And I don't know why I don't. I have severe social anxiety that keeps me from doing things like that. You know, but I've been watching, T.S. Madison has a series on WOW Presents called Bring My Girls Back. Bring Back My Girls. No, that's what it's called. Bring Back My Girls. Anyway, and it's these panels that she does with each, like, RuPaul's Drag Race season. And I'm like, God, I, like, eat this stuff up. Like, this is what I watch on YouTube, you know? Like, I watch all of the clips of, like, Nene Leakes fighting, you know, like, Kenya and stuff. Like, why am I not going to this? Why? Woo! 25 cents for the customer. Why am I not going to this stuff, you know? Listen, Linda. We are only given but one time on this planet, and you better make the most of it. And so I will be going to these things in the future. I will, absolutely. Okay, let's see. If you had the chance to ask your mom one question, what would you ask? That's tough, because there's a lot of things that I want to know that surround my mom's life. As many of you might know, I found out after my mom passed away that my grandma had been to prison not once but twice for embezzlement. My cousin and I have found out a few more things since then. We did a video together and we talked about how we were going to investigate it. It's really, really hard to get those records, you guys. I've had people send me stuff and act like they have the records, and then when I, like, respond to them, they never respond. So I don't know what records they have, but we're having a really difficult time getting some of those records. I know now that my mom and my aunt were in foster care and that they were separated. My mom she had like a blacked out kind of memory from like age 10 from before that. And she was very, very afraid of many, many things and thought that she had been essayed for much of her childhood. And if you knew my mom, she was a women's rights activist, and she was into women's empowerment, and on and on and on. And, you know, I think she tried to turn her wounds into wisdom the best that she could. I would like to know more about my mom's history, because I think that it would explain the way that my cousin and I have been parented by my mom and my aunt. My mom and my aunt kept these things from my cousin and I because they didn't want us to think poorly of our grandmother, which, I mean, at 50 and 53, we're not going to do that, right? Like, we never would have really done that. We loved our grandma. So I think that's the thing. The computer's going to go off again because I just got a text. So anyway, but I think that's the thing, you know, and I want to know that history. I want to know that family history. My cousin, she doesn't really care as deeply as I do. Like, she's interested in it. Like, she's like, oh, this is fascinating to me. And, you know, we love the documentaries and those kinds of things. So we kind of feel like it's that. But she's not as interested. Like, I have this kind of, like, internal need to want to know these things about my family history because I feel like they would explain so many things about me, you know? Okay. do you watch other drama commentary channels? Yeah, absolutely I do. I didn't for a long time, and when I was gone from making videos last year, I really didn't watch any drama commentary videos at all. I really didn't watch a lot of YouTube, and if I did, I watched things like abandoned water park videos, or like the Nene Leaks, Kenya, you know, things like that. I mean, these are like the videos that I like to watch, right? Like, so television clips and things like that. I like to watch like the worst 15 shades of Alyssa Edwards on RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean, those are the kind of things that I love to watch, right? So, but yeah, I do watch other commentary channels, a lot, actually. So I watch them and I keep up with them and I kind of see what they're saying and what's going on, and I don't agree or disagree with them, and I'm glad that there's so many of us out there that are doing different things. I have to say, I'm really inspired right now, and I know this is going to sound crazy. You know, like, I feel like there's a few of us out there that get kind of thrown into the same category. Like, I think like Adam McIntyre, Rich Lux, and I kind of get thrown together like in the same category, right? Because we throw out a lot of videos and we do daily drama and whatever. And I know Adam, like, he put up 2 videos yesterday. Like, Adam, I watched both of his videos yesterday. And I love watching Adam. Like, Adam, like, at such a young age, like, I'm always like impressed at the way that he comes up with things and thinks about things. I'm like, God, I never would have thought about that. Like, you know, like, I'm really like impressed with that. And I'm impressed with Adam's drive and his passion, okay? You know, people can say what they want to say, but the one thing about it is, you know, when you're on YouTube and you're sitting down and you got all this going on, I mean, I think a lot of what people don't see is that there's a lot of YouTubers out there that are putting out 1 video a week and acting like, oh, I'm so busy, like, I can hardly put out 1 video a week, you know? And Adam is somebody that's like, at his age, I mean, and he goes out a lot and does a lot of stuff, right? You know, but like, and I was too at his age, but I mean, he's putting out 2 videos a day, sometimes doing this, doing, you know, all this kind of stuff. So I'm impressed with that. But I will tell you, the person that really is inspiring me right now is Luke Alexander. Because Luke Alexander is doing a lot of different video content on his YouTube channel. And if you follow Luke for a while, you know that he is somebody that used to do a lot of drama commentary, and he's now doing, really, I think, if I had to guess, what he wants to do. And he's doing, like, he does a lot of Kardashian videos, he's been doing a lot of Twilight videos, and, like, clips from the whole Twilight series. And I'm just, like, I love that he's doing what he wants to do, what makes him happy, you know? And at first, he wasn't really getting great views, but now he's starting to get good views on those videos. And I just think that that shows that when you're doing something that you love, people will watch it. And it's like, that's why I'm doing the movie and the TV series on my review channel. And I really thought about doing some of those videos over here. I thought, well, why don't you just, you know, move it over here? And I might, you know, I did the Michael Myers one over here, and I might do some other things like that. But yeah, I do. I watch a lot of drama commentary channels. It just depends on, and especially, I think if there's more of like some hot story going on, then I will watch, like, you know, let's say, you know, T-Spill, Angelica Oles, Tea Time. You know, I'll watch all of them, you know, like, and Adam McIntyre, Rich Lux, and then I'll watch like 5 or 6 different people and see kind of the different takes on them and see what people are saying. You know what I mean? Okay. So, let's see. Somebody asked me what my favorite Halloween costumes were that I have ever worn, and I found that one in here. And so I went in because I looked up pictures. I wanted to show you guys these pictures. So the first picture is when I was a truck driver, and this is actually from 2008, and this is the first year that my husband and I were together. Look at that hottie. Listen, Linda, I wish I still looked like this. If I had one wish, that's what I would look like. But I wore a trucker hat that night, but I don't know why I don't have a trucker hat on in that picture, but I wore like this truck shirt, and then I put like tattoos like all over. It was so sexy. I loved that costume so much. And my second favorite Halloween costume that I ever wore was when I did the pink glitter beard. And I was just talking about this on my vlog last night because I got like Dippity Doo or Got to Be Real or whatever, that really hard hair gel that turns like really hard. And then I got some like Aquanet or something like that. And then I just got like crafting pink glitter, and I like mixed it all together. And I just like with a paintbrush, like put it all up in my beard. And when I tell you that stuff, and I like sprayed it with hairspray, and then it went like, and it set. When I tell you that, like, I mean, for days on end, like the shower, it stained my skin. It hurt so bad trying to get it out of my beard. I mean, it like cut my face. Like, it hurt really bad. But I will tell you, like, even in the picture, you can't really see it, but like, that was a phenomenal costume. People. Listen, Linda, people loved that costume so much. They were like, oh God, this costume is like unreal. Like, you did this. Because it looked different than, like, if you just like, I said this in my vlog the other day, and I say this a lot, that I should have just got like that hairspray stuff and just did it. But it looked so different than that. Like, I mean, it looked like heavy glitter beard. So that was probably my favorite Halloween costume that I have ever done. Okay. What are 5 staple items in your fridge? Oh God, that's hard. Okay, so soy sauce, coffee, because we get lots of Chinese food. We get fried rice a lot. Coffee, iced coffee. I have to have iced coffee in the bottle, like from Starbucks or Califia, and also the cans. And then what else do we have in there? Diet Coke, and then my husband always has to have Coke. So those are the 5 staples. Basically drinks. Okay, so far, how do you feel about the new season of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? I'm loving it. It's one of the greatest franchises ever. I'm absolutely loving it. Did you ever live anywhere besides Indiana? I was born in Chicago, and I lived there till I was like 4 or 5, and then we moved there. What's your favorite scary movie? My favorite scary movie, I love Halloween. Halloween is like hands down one of my favorite movies of life. But I love the movie Scream. I really, really do like the first one. There's something kind of like cozy about that to me too. And I said that the other day about Halloween kind of being cozy to me. And I was thinking at the time, I was like, Scream is kind of cozy to you too. I really do like Scream. I like the whole Scream franchise. And then, hold on a second. Let's find one more to finish this with. Okay. White lights or color lights for a Christmas tree? I think it depends. I like both. I like both. Would you consider covering Aaron Carter drama on your channel? Yes, I would. I don't really know much about what's going on with him right now. Oh, let's finish with this, the Matthew Perry thing. So somebody asked me if I saw the Matthew Perry interview and if I'm going to read the book. I am going to read the book. And I have not watched the interview. My best friend, Tanya, who I've been sober with and best friends with for 25, well, so I'll be 28 years in December if I should make it to that point, and she'll be 27 in February should she make it to that point. And I say should we make it to that point because we don't borrow time in recovery. And she watched the interview and she was like, have you seen this Matthew Perry interview? And I said no, and she goes, he's lucky to be alive. She said, you know, she was like, he has got a story. She's like, you have to watch this interview. So I'm going to watch that interview. Maybe I'll watch that interview and then do a response to it on my Peter Reviews channel. I think that would probably be good. Or even maybe on my Peterisms channel, because I talk a lot about recovery and stuff over there. Ding-a-ling-a-ling! Or maybe I'll do it over here if you want it. So anyway, thank you guys for those questions. I'm going to take the rest of these questions and I'm going to put them over on my Peter Does Stuff channel. I'm going to do a video or two in the next couple of days and answer some more questions. So if you guys like these question and answer videos, go check those out over, go check those following videos out over on my Peter Does Stuff channel. And I hope that you guys have a really safe and magically amazing Halloween tonight. I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.